Alright, I'm back, y'all. Alright. Yeah, shit gonna work. That's not gonna work. Hold on. Can y'all? Alright. Alright. Yeah, I'm back. Man, I apologize. I'm trying something new with this little equipment setup that I got. All this look different on the next video that I do. But what I want to say again, going back to that video, if you look in the link in the description section at that link, it'll take you to an article where your federal courts just ruled that the people who were responsible for the opioid crisis. Y'all remember when it was the crack cocaine epidemic, when they were telling us Negroes. Hold on a second. Y'all give me 1 second. Alright, now you remember when it was the crack cocaine epidemic. Guess what? We're in a pandemic right now. So that shit that they put in our neighborhoods was on the par of an epidemic. It was a crack cocaine epidemic. On par with a pandemic. Where they told us during the 80s and 90s, nigga, we ain't got no rehab centers. Matter of fact, during the 80s and 90s, they started shutting rehabs down. And that's when Bill Clinton now, Joe Biden and all them came in and created the crime reform bill. We created the 3 strikes and you out. When it was crack cocaine in our neighborhoods, it was an epidemic. We have no resources to give you niggas as far as treatment. We sending you to prison. That's when black people start going to prison in record numbers. Now, that little white girls and little white boys suck penises because of this opioid crisis. Notice the difference. Crack cocaine epidemic. Opioid crisis. We cannot incarcerate our way out this opioid crisis that we're in because little Muffy and little Timmy is sucking penises for pills that your government allowed the pharmaceutical companies to make. So when you look at the link in the description section, you're going to see how right now your courts ordered the pharmaceutical companies to pay restitution for those who have gotten themselves addicted to their opioid-based products, whereas Negroes are still serving life sentences behind crack cocaine. When it was the crack cocaine epidemic, they could not do nothing but send us to jail in record numbers. And you still got people serving 30 years, man. I mean, I know people when I was 18, back in the late 80s, who are just now getting out of jail after doing 30 and 40 year sentences because of the crack cocaine epidemic. Now that it's the opioid crisis. And little white girls and the white boys are hooked on these drugs that the pharmaceutical companies themselves created. They're getting a pass. They're getting rehab centers for them. They're getting compensation through your federal fucking courts. Saying that, yeah, we know that Pfizer, the same people that's trying to give you all vaccines, created the opioid crisis. So now the federal ruling came down, yeah, y'all got to pay so many billions of dollars in restitution for creating the opioid crisis. And the families who own Pfizer, Moderna, and all your pharmaceutical companies who trying to get you to put a vaccine in your arm, said that we don't want to be held responsible, but they made all this money off of little white girls and little white boys getting hooked on opioids. Well, when it was crack cocaine, they didn't give a fuck about black people. And only suggestion they had when it was the crack cocaine epidemic was to send us to jail. But now your pharmaceutical companies, the same ones again who are now trying to get you to get stuck in your arm, got caught. Not only caught, prosecuted and convicted for creating the opioid crisis when they went into Afghanistan, stole all that goddamn heroin in Afghanistan, shipped it around the world and created an opioid crisis. Now these little white kids get recompensated. They get recompensated. But niggas still doing 30, 40 years behind the crack cocaine epidemic. Y'all notice why I keep saying emphasis on crack cocaine epidemic and opioid crisis? Black people got fucked in this whole thing. Now your government is finna pay those who are still addicted to these pills while niggas just getting out of jail off of 30 and 40 year sentences. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy, but that's what I do. I bring out the stuff that nobody pays attention to. So shouldn't we as black people create a class action lawsuit against the federal government for the crack cocaine epidemic? Because they created that also. You gotta go back and look at Iran-Contra affair and all that when they were selling guns to the Nicaraguans in exchange for dope and converting the dope to crack cocaine, bringing it to our neighborhoods, trying to subvert the Black Panthers and even the hippie movement. They was trying to subvert a whole group of people who were getting conscious as to what our government was doing, because it started back in Vietnam. Alright, now, they created the crack cocaine epidemic. They created that also. But the only answer they had for us as black people was, fuck that, nigga. You're going to jail. We don't have money for rehabilitation centers. We don't have money to go to court to show that Freeway Ricky Ross was really a victim of the government because they used him to spread cocaine. The real Ricky Ross. Man, you gotta go back and look at history. I'm just giving y'all some real game. History equals to today, because right now, today, the federal government say we're gonna compensate these little white boys and little white girls who got hooked on these pills. But we still ain't giving you niggas shit. Y'all better hope we let you out of jail, out of federal penitentiary, on the day that your go home date is. This how deep this shit go, bruh. But we sitting around here focused on dumb shit, talking about the latest rapper to get killed, the one that got killed out there in LA. We talk about shit like that. We're not understanding that these white folks, they little kids that got hooked on pills and who are now sucking penises for pills are finna get compensated. When niggas' families are still being destroyed, our families in the black community are still being destroyed by crack cocaine. Same thing that they did when they allowed them pharmaceutical companies who trying to put a jab in your arm right now to get away with the pharmaceutical exploitation. The same people, man, that allowed the pharmaceutical company created crack cocaine and put it in our neighborhoods, bruh. Trying to subvert groups, again, like Black Panthers and other black groups that were trying to fight for the empowerment of black people. They put that shit in our neighborhood to literally destroy them, which would destroy our neighborhood, because they was the voices that were speaking for us en masses. So now here we are again. The pharmaceutical companies just got sued and got lost and got to pay billions of dollars to all those people who were hooked on pills when niggas are still hooked on crack, and all they doing is sending us straight to jail. This shit deep, bruh.